Alright guys, I'm Will, aka the Gingerbread Lad, and I'm here in my family kitchen to do the first ever baking video. So the recipe I'm making today is this Caraway cake. It's a cake that my grandma used to make, but I've put my own spin on it, my own recipe. Okay, I'm just going to start how you start any cake recipe with about 200 grams of butter there, with 200 grams of unrefined sugar. I always use unrefined because it adds flavour, not just sweetness like white sugar does. So I'm just going to bring that together. I've got a mixer behind me, but I thought I'd do it properly for first video.
Now get this work. Now get this work.
Right, now that's come together, I'm just going to add my eggs one at a time. I've got 3 eggs going into this, and I've dropped and cracked one a little bit ago, so I'm just going to use that up still. I'm just going to put them in one by one and beat them in one at a time, so mixture won't look very attractive at this point, but it'll work all in the end. Just keep beating. This one. And that's the last egg.
Beat down. Beat down.
I'm just going to add, I've got in here 100 grams of self-raising flour and 100 grams of wholemeal flour. I think that because there's going to be seeds in this cake, that it can take that graininess of the wholemeal flour, and it's just an added depth of flavour as well. I'm just going to mix that in, fold that in gently. I never sieve flour, I know I should, but I don't. Just get that all mixed in.
Beat down. Beat down.
So to this now, I'm just going to add a teaspoon of baking powder, just so cake rises, because I've got half self-raising flour in there, so I want a bit more rise. Just going to mix that in, and at this point it's quite a thick mixture, so I've just got some milk and to loosen it with, which is a good tip always to have when you're baking. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in, probably about a tablespoon to begin with. Mix it in. Just going to need a bit more of that, so probably just about 2 tablespoons altogether, just to loosen it. Lovely. So I'm just going to add, even though it's got caraway seeds in, and my hands are greasy so I can't even open the vanilla, I still want it to be a sweet cake, so I'm just going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract as well to the mix. Put that in. All around, you can see now that it's still quite thick, but it's what you want. In fact, I might just add a tiny bit more milk to that, because it's going to be more dry ingredients going in with the seeds. There we go. And finally, the main event, caraway seeds. Really fragrant. I think they're meant to be more like used for curries, but they just work in this recipe for some reason. So I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons. Mix them in, maybe I'll add some more. Mix that in. Oh, you can smell that coming through now straight away. Some favourite things like do working cakes because they're not just, I mean, I suppose if you think about it, they've got sweetness and like flouriness almost that sometimes it's quite weird in curries, so to do working cakes, I'm just going to add another teaspoon there just to really get flavour in. And I think that's our cake mix done. It's all dispersed and speckled with caraway seeds and it's nice consistency, quite thick. So I'm just going to transfer this mix into my lined cake tin. Loaf tin, should I say. It's just going in there. Let's get all the way around. Oh, I'm not going to waste any of it. I think it's a nice cake to slice and serve with like a bit of jam or butter even on it. It's that sort of cake. And then I'm just going to spread it out. Let's see that. That'll sort of spread itself out in the oven anyway when it heats. Hopefully. Saying that, but might not. Right. Until it's golden brown, risen, and until trusty skewer test does its job and comes out clean. There we go.
I didn't take no shortcuts. I spent the money that I saved up. Oh, mama's running out of luck. Feel like my sisters don't give. I wanna steal your innocence.
First time on film, I'm going to mention this cake here, which is a caraway seed cake. I'm just going to start off with this cake today, which is I'm just going to start off with this cake, which is a caraway. And the recipe I'm starting with this cake is, so the recipe I'm making today is this caraway seed cake, otherwise known as